Hi guys, welcome back to my XPS guide. Now I'm gonna talk about the third batch of Esper units which gonna come to the global on this week. So let's start with my favorite healing avatar Lid. So I have talked about her when reviewing Makina, okay? And yes, honestly, I really like her because she can break 85% constantly AoE breaks, okay, all stats by using her limit burst. So yes, she is superior than Riku. Okay, so I think this time I should say goodbye Riku because of this character. Okay, but maybe 85% are overkill. Okay, sure, it will be better than 80%, but maybe you don't need this. Okay, maybe 80% are enough for you. In that case, maybe you don't need to pull for Lid. But other than breaking, Lid also able to cast triple absolute mirror of equity, something that Riku cannot do because Riku only able to double cast. Okay, so this is really huge advantage because most of top tier mirror of equity chainers are triple caster. For example, Null and War Hero Regan. So very nice. And on her normal break, if you only fight against single target, she already able to break 80% constantly. And the best part about that breaks is the moves. The move also can chain with a mirror of equity chaining. So you don't need to waste breaking enemy stats because you can break and chaining at the same time if you only fight one enemy. Okay, but if you fight multiple enemies, then you cannot do that. But still, it is pretty decent. Same for her imperil. One of Riku weakness is she cannot imperil the enemy resist, okay? But yes, Riku able to imbue your party with lightning elemental attack. But for Lid, she cannot imbue your party with element, but she can imperil 3 elements, okay? Fire, wind, and light, which is more useful, okay? And another good thing, maybe something that really make her much better than Riku is she has super in quote dispel. She able to remove positive buffs from enemy. So that means she leaves imperil breaks intact on enemies. And wow, that's really useful. Okay, so and another thing, even if you don't have mirror of equity chainer on your parties, do not worry because from what I read on the Japan wiki, it seems that she able to grant ally triple cast mirror of equity move. So yes, she is really efficient character and I think a must-have character if you want to bring finisher to your party. Okay, because wow, her supports are simply very good. But what about the weak point? Okay, the first weak point is she is not an attacker. Okay, because she doesn't have true dual wield or true double hand boost and plus 6 times change damage mod. For Riku, she has that, but let's be honest, the damage of Riku is kind of negligible too. Okay, so I'm okay with this. Okay, because you can equip, let's say, one weapon with shield or whatever you want because she has the triple cast. Okay, you don't need to worry about this. And she also able to give your party ailments, stop, charm, and stats break resist, but the buffs only last for 3 turns, and that is from 6 turns cooldown move. So yes, it is actually not a weakness, but simply she cannot become your stats ailments buffer, but that's not a problem. Okay, and I think the Trustmaster and STMR are kind of uninteresting. The Trustmaster reward, it gives you 20% health, spirit, and 30% attack. But that's it. I must say that stats boosts are kinda mediocre, and the effects simply counter with ailments resist cure. This may be useful on some trials where the enemy able to, let's say, remove your resistance. Okay, so but yeah, this is kind of niche, so I don't think it is good. Same for the SMR. Okay, stop and charm resist. I think it's better to have a healer who able to give your resist buff on stop and charm. Okay, so enough about Lid. Now let's talk about my second favorite character, Dark Fina with Bahamut. So this Dark Fina with Bahamut is kinda, I must say, yes, okay, powerful, I must say. But the annoying thing is she is back to quadcast. Okay, so again, she will be bottleneck if you pair her with recent mage, because recent mage only triple cast. Okay, so that's kind of annoying. Back then, they make a quad cast mage, and then they make triple cast mage who is more powerful than quad cast, and then after that they back to quad cast. They kind of do it on purpose, okay, to make difficult chaining with other top tier mage. But it's okay because she is the best mage you can get for now. Her damage is totally high and insane. Okay, if you take a look on Furcula, her damage is way above Ace and Ram. So very good, I must say. But again, maybe it's kind of overkill to have her. She able to chain with Bolting Strike, Chaos Wave Awaken, and Chaos Wave. And maybe I think the biggest weakness is most of her attacks are single target. If I'm not mistaken, the Chaos Wave chaining moves are AoE, but for Bolting Strike and Chaos Wave Awaken, they are single target. Some of you happy because yes, it is useful on Dark Vision, but personally, like I have said before, I don't care that much about Dark Vision, so this single target attack is kind of annoying for me. Okay, and like Bahamut, she has 7 killers. How's that not insane? Okay, and another insane thing is she has plus 6 times change damage mod. Okay, so she is the second mage, I think, after Ram, who has this plus 6 times change damage mod. So sure, she is really insanely powerful. Okay, but don't hate Ace and Ram because unlike Ace and Ram, her elements are not flexible. It is only wind, earth, and dark elements. Okay, so that's all about Umbral Dragon Dark Fina. Now let's talk about the last character, Phoenix Jake. So Phoenix Jake is basically a finisher. It is like Regina, Roy Mustang. Yeah, basically the pentacast attackers on this game. So you use something like buff to increase your damage modifier on certain skill. But special thing about Flame of Rebirth Jake is the damage modifier seem lasts for more than one turn. Okay, but still you probably gonna repeat that move, and he has 2 attacks instead of 1, based on what I see on the wiki. Okay, but because it is on Japan, I'm kinda, yeah, maybe I'm wrong because maybe there is a new mechanism for him. But the point here is he is powerful finisher. Okay, I think he's the best finisher you can get at this point of the game. But yes, I'm not sure when, but we will get Zenaida. And correct me if I'm wrong, okay? Zenaida is free character and more powerful than Jake. So I think if you don't like finisher that much, I don't think Jake is that special. But if you want to have finisher on your party, then wow, he is really insanely powerful. And another thing I like about the Jake is his Trust Mastery word. It's quite decent, okay? It seems ordinary, 50% attack, but it gives you 5,000 regen per turn. So I think that 5,000 can be combined with a normal regen buff from your support. So that means it's possible to not bring your healer onto the battle if your attacker equip this. Okay, because usually tank can self-sustain without healing because they have something like healing counter or whatever. But for a DPS, this Taskmaster reward is good. Okay, but for STMR, I must say it's kind of niche. Don't get me wrong, this side effect is very nice, fatal damage protection. But yeah, I think he is the best two-handed gun finisher at this point of the game. So basically this is weapon only made for him. Not sure about the future characters. So I think that's all you need to know about the characters. Now the final question, should you summon? Yes, you should summon if you want to have best breaker on the game at this point, okay? Because yes, you may say you want to pull for Van, but let me tell you that Van limit burst, yes, he also break 85% of all stats, but it only lasts for 2 turns. But for Lid, it lasts for 3 turns. So yes, just think. I don't say Van is worse, but 1 turn can make different in the battle. I know that Van deals more damage, but let's just say this, okay? Van is better damage dealer than Lid, but Lid is better breaker than Van. So decide by yourself which one you want to pick. And for Dark Fina, yes, she is the best mage at this point you can get. So if you always want to have damage breaker, I mean DPS who can break the meta, then she is the one for you. And for Jake, it is same, but it is finisher. So think, okay? But maybe, again, like I said, global exclusive, maybe gonna come soon and obliterate all these characters. Who knows? But I doubt they will obliterate Riku. Not Riku, I mean Lid. But for Jake and Dark Fina, not so sure. That's why I think you shouldn't summon for Lid, if you already have Riku and yes, let's say you're able to beat all the trials with that 80% breaks, then why do you need 85%? Sure, it is better, but maybe it is overkill. So maybe it's better to wait until 90% come to the global. Not sure whether 90% is available or not on Japan, not sure, okay? But that's my point, okay? If you think that 80% break, Elephim or whatever, Elephim is only 75% by the way. Yes, if you think those breaks are enough, then no need for Lid. Same for Dark Fina. If you already have, let's say, Ace, Ram, then yes, Dark Fina is more powerful. But if you already have them and they are enough, it's better to save your Lapis. And for Jake, like I said, we're gonna get Zenaida. I don't know when she comes to the global, but still, it is free and more powerful than Jake. Maybe she comes 3 months later, but yes, basically DPS and finisher, it is something that I don't like. What about you? If you like them, then go ahead. But for me, I think I'm still, I really want that Lid, okay? Actually, yes, I have Riku, and I think she is good enough to complete most trials, but the biggest selling point of Lid is that triple cast absolute mirror of equity. Like you know that my most powerful character is War Hero Regan. So by having Lid on my party, I can bring finisher, okay, like Freya, which I just got, and other finishers. Maybe Phoenix Jake from my friend list, that's also possible. Okay, so I think that's all you need to know about this week banner. Leave on the comment whether you want to pull or not and the reason you want to pull. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. Please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more Final Fantasy Brave X Fierce Guide. Bye bye guys.